Anthony Adebayo. We off the record.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes.
You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. Anthony Adebayo and the most accurate sports coverage. Scotty B's Fantasy 5.
We're different from any other sports.
His sophomore year. Comes back and says, you know what?
And your boy, Scotty B.
Yay!
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's going on? This is off the record. Yeah, this is off the record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
It's your boy Scotty B. How's the week been so far?
The week's been the week. It's been kind of hectic, you know. But I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying? I think that you know, it builds character. Nothing too crazy, you know. Dealing with things with the Royals. So, but all of that stuff has been handled. So now I can concentrate on other stuff, you know. So it's been good.
I want to tell you for the millionth time, I don't see how you can organize, or not even organize, but how you're able to keep track of everything that you got going on and effectively do everything. So shout out, salute to you, because man, you just always have a ton of things going on in the background, but somehow you figure out how to deliver whatever you need to deliver regarding whatever you got going on. So,
well,
my brother.
Yeah, I don't know either. So I appreciate it.
You know what it is, and people ask me this all the time. They're like, "Does Ant sleep?" And I was like, "Nope."
I do sleep.
And nah, he doesn't sleep. He doesn't sleep. It's like what is it like in that Dream Team documentary when they were talking about Michael Jordan and the whirlwind life that he lives, and they was talking about how they may have saw him take like one nap, how he'd be up all night playing cards, get up, work out, play golf, go to practice, and get to it.
Well, I'll take it. But nah, I do sleep sometimes. But enough about me. Before we get started, I would like to say happy birthday to Xavier, my son. He's 7 years old today, so shout out to him. I went to school. I went to a school. I had lunch with him. Then he came to practice with me, and I mean, he had a good old day, man. So shout out to him.
Oh man, yeah! Happy birthday, X man. Where does the time go? I feel like he was just born like yesterday. He was just announcing on the show that he was a boy. So yeah, that was
that was a minute ago.
Yeah, it was a minute ago.
So, yeah, man, he playing football now, and he's having everything revolves around football. So I mean, that ain't my doing. I didn't force him. He just gravitated to it, and I'm trying to get him to play other things as well. But he is football, which I mean I ain't mad at, you know. So we'll see. Maybe we about to have this topic of the NFL draft. Maybe in 14 years. You know, we preparing for the draft or something.
Into existence.
Absolutely. So, hey, we'll see. I don't know what year is it? 2025. So 2039. You know, you never know. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so let's get it going. All right. So, NFL draft. The NFL draft is coming up, and the one thing I get like a little wary about is all the information and all the things that come out about some of these players, and it's like, is this necessary? You know, this is the time where it gets real. Like, as a player going into the draft, be prepared for your name to get thrown, especially if you're considered like one of the top players and one of the top picks. Be prepared for your name to get dragged around in the mud one way or the other, man. And I guess the two at the top of that list is Shedeur Sanders, of course, like we've spoken about, and Cam Ward. Now that somebody brought up an anonymous GM. This anonymous stuff is whack. But an anonymous GM says if you put last year's draft class and this year's draft class, he's at best a second round pick.
I've been really high up on Cam Ward, and you know that. I feel that he is, I don't want to say a development project because I think like he can come in right away and he can start, but he's going to need time, right? So I don't feel like he's going to be like maybe like a CJ Stroud to where you just see instant success. But I think if you have the right coaching and you put him in the right like system and you give him the right pieces, he's going to be a really good quarterback. Him being a second round pick last year or going in the second round, I think he's too talented to go in the second round. I mean, he's got his arm strength is amazing, and his upside is really there. Like as far as like the player that he could become. So no, I don't agree with that assessment. I don't agree with a lot of the assessments that I've been hearing about a lot of the players. I don't believe that Jackson Dart is better than Shedeur Sanders
because he's not. Because he's not.
I think it's crazy that this is even a conversation, or they're talking about Shedeur Sanders gets slide to like Pittsburgh, and I'm like, okay, so Pittsburgh has the 21st pick, and you mean to tell me that all the GMs believe that they have a better quarterback than Shedeur Sanders? I mean, I know a lot of people probably do have better quarterbacks, but I don't recall seeing 21 teams that had stellar quarterbacks and can't improve the quarterback situation.
Agreed. And I just it's just weird, man, because now he's a good fit for the Steelers, right? I think that is an ideal spot. And if the Steelers actually want him, they're gonna have to trade up to get him. It's not gonna be he will not be there at 21. He may not even be there past 3. I know that's the smoke and mirrors type of thing, you know. Everybody throw as much dirt on the guy that you want to draft, so nobody will draft him.
I don't know. The closer we get to draft day, I don't know if the Giants are going to take him. Now, after I don't know if y'all saw this, and I have to find it. I saw Jameis Winston workout video this morning. I don't know. Did you see that?
I didn't see it, but you said Jameis Winston. I automatically.
Yeah, I don't have to post the video. After that video, I was thinking, I was like, they might need to go of quarterback, but I just don't. I don't think they're going to do it.
Well, I think they'll be fools if Shedeur Sanders is available and they don't draft him. Mainly because I mean they need a quarterback. Russell Wilson could be the bridge. He could be your Kurt Warner to Eli Manning. Jameis Winston to just be there, but who's to say Jameis Winston even makes it out of camp? Tommy DeVito, you could just get rid of him. And if they don't cut Tommy DeVito, that just means he's just a corporate guy that's just gonna be there. And yeah, I don't see the need for Tommy DeVito. But if you got Shedeur Sanders there, I think you have to take him.
Yeah, I think it's funny. They're trying to convince themselves they got like this all-star just room or quarterback room. It's like, yeah, there's room for improvement.
Yeah. There's other places I know, and I know we talked about it, but I know. So I had a conversation with another Cowboys fan, and we were just discussing, what player you would like to see them get. I pretty much said the same guy for the most part. I said Omarion Hampton. A lot of people were saying Matthew Golden. I think they both are there. I think that if you could get both by somehow trading back into the first round, later in the first round, and getting Omarion Hampton and Matthew Golden, ooh, woo! I think that I'll even say this, old boy from Ohio State that I'm just drawing a blank. He transferred to Ohio State from Ole Miss last year. And he scored 2 touchdowns I think he scored 2 touchdowns in the national championship. Not Travion, but because Travion was at Ohio State the whole time. But anyway, him and I'll get the name. But both of them, I mean, him and Matthew Golden, I'm good with that too. I think that it can happen. I'm not mad at it. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, so I know I told you I wanted us to go offensive tackle last week, or get better in the trenches.
Right.
Also, I don't think we necessarily need this, but I wouldn't mind if we got a defensive end in the first round. I feel like that this year it is so many defensive ends. And what you guys are picking 12 and we're picking 11, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think when you start to get around that territory, you can really pick up a really good D end in this draft. And I still think, like I said, we can address the trenches like later on in the draft because we got like a gang of like picks. Mm-hmm. I'll have to like really look at the draft board to see like who I want to like fall in our lap, because a lot of the guys I really like. I like that dude Abdul Carter, the linebacker from Penn State. Obviously, like I don't really see him making it past 4.
Judkins, Judkins, that's his name.
Yeah, I really am high up on him. I know there's been some concerns about his injury history and some of that stuff, that nature. But what I've been seeing on tape, I don't know. Like, look, if the Giants don't take Travis Hunter, which I think he's probably going to go to Cleveland, right? You thinking that he's maybe going to go to Cleveland? I think if they don't go Shador, they have to go Abdul Carter.
Yeah, no. I agree. So you gotta kind of like pick your poison, right? If you're the Giants, and I think that you have to score points. In order to score points, you need a long-term inside quarterback. Their long-term inside quarterback is currently not on their roster. I think we all could agree there. And if you think that Shador Sanders can be your long-term, because I think the bigger mistake that they can make is drafting Jalen Milroe in the second round. I think and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Milroe goes in the first round. I think Milroe's better than Jackson Dart.
So I like what we talked about last week, that I don't think, and I think you brought this up, and it's a fair thing to watch, that if they do pass on Shador, are they able to make it back into the first round to pick up Jalen Milroe? If they're able to get Abdul Carter and then somehow swing that as far as getting back into the first round, I think that's a pretty good move. Now, this guy, Ashton Genty, running back.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on him? Because I'm hearing everybody talk about him being like the next LT. Like, is he a can't miss prospect in your mind?
can't miss, I wouldn't say that. But you know what he reminds me of? And this is going to sound crazy. He reminds me of two running backs. He reminds me of Derrick Henry and Trent Richardson. Both Alabama running backs, right?
Okay.
I know Genty went to Boise State, but they both had a ton of carries in college, right? And I think a lot of people, because Trent Richardson was before Derrick Henry. And so he had a ton of carries. When he got to the NFL, everybody was like, yeah, he's here. And then he stunk it up, right? Then because of what happened with Trent Richardson and it was another Alabama running back before Derrick Henry. Everybody, when Derrick Henry got drafted, it was like,
it was the dude for Green Bay, with the dreads. What is his name? Fat Boy. What is his name?
I know exactly who you're talking about. But it was like, man, I don't know. These Alabama running backs ain't cutting it. So, and then Derrick Henry went on to get, first year was Then the second year, he started off and then he had a Thursday night game against Jacksonville, and it's been through the roof since.
Right.
So, and Derrick Henry has had a ton of carries in the NFL, and a ton of carries in college, and a ton of carries in high school. So he's just different. This guy can be that. I think that he's had a ton of carries at Boise State. Now the thing is, he didn't really get touched like that at Boise State, right? So it wasn't like, he had a lot of carries, but he wasn't getting like punished, So I think that I wouldn't say LT. I mean, well, I guess the style of run you could say LT, but I think he could be. At least his first 3 years, I think he could be outstanding.
Yeah, no, I'm with that.
So if he goes to like somebody like the Raiders, that's and I know a lot of people have been talking about it, but I think the Raiders are an ideal location for him because they'll now have a running game. They got what you call it from Seattle, the quarterback. So I think the play action pass they have I'm about to say Brock Lesnar. They got Brock Bowers. I mean, I think that the Raiders can do some damage if they draft Genty. Hey, you know what? We're gonna put Joe on the payroll, the free payroll. He gonna be like
Joe is the new research committee.
Guy. Yeah, he's the research committee. Yeah, but with those guys, it was like before Derrick Henry, those guys got drafted, and everybody was like, I don't know. And so, but he got to Tennessee, and it's been crazy.
Derrick Henry, when he first got there, he was on the bench. I forgot who he was.
He was splitting carries.
Yeah, so it took him a couple of seasons. So I'll never forget it. I want to tell this story, and I don't even recall. I don't even think I was the person that picked him up, but we were in some sort of fantasy league.
Yep.
And Ant drafted Derrick Henry. And it was wild. Like I said, he was on the bench. He was the second string running back, and it was like he dropped him, and then that week he became the Derrick Henry, like we know of. Now, what?
Yeah,
it was weird. It was like week 8 or something.
Night.
Yeah, it was like week 8 or something like that. Oh, that's why you remember it was against Jacksonville.
Yeah, because that's when he had that 98-yard run. He stiff armed 3 dudes, and I'm like, he was in back. He had 200 and some yards rushing that night. And matter of fact, because I think that was the first 200-yard game, and he ended up having 4 200-yard games in 6 games. put him on. He damn near had like 1,200 yards, and it was like, yeah, he got 4 200-yard games. What is happening right now? So yeah. So I think that Genty can kind of have that effect. Now, again, Derrick Henry was on the bench. He was in a shared backfield for like 2 years or a year and a half, 2.5 years. Some early in his career. No, it wasn't 2.5 years. It was like a year and a half. He was in a he was sharing the backfield. So Genty,
I got a question for you. Not to even cut you off. I don't think I've asked you if you were a GM and you had the first overall pick. I'm not saying that you're Dallas, or let's say you're Dallas and you have the first overall pick, and you don't. Let's say it's not really necessarily a team need thing. Who would be your consensus number one? Like who would you use the number one pick on?
Abdul Carter, without a doubt. It would be Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter over Cam Ward?
Yes. Abdul Carter is the best player in the draft.
Even over Travis Henry? I mean, not Travis Henry, but Travis Hunter.
He's the best player in the draft. He's going to have the biggest – he's going to be the defensive rookie of the year. Book it. He will be – I don't care what team he gets drafted by, whether it's Cleveland, the Giants, the Patriots. It don't matter. He will be the defensive player, rookie of the year.
So I think Travis Hunter is more than likely the best player in the draft. What concerns me about Travis Hunter is playing wide receiver and cornerback. I know he feels like he could do it. I know his coaching staff says he's talented to do it. But I don't know if I would want my top pick playing both sides of the field. Now, do you think that that's a mistake, or do you think he should? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
I think that he will be a corner with receiver packages.
Okay.
Listen, listen. Whoever drafts Travis Hunter is drafting someone with skills on both sides of the ball that we really don't see. Not because more times than not, a lot of these guys are like two-way guys in high school, right? But then they go to college and that's where it ends. This dude has been doing it pretty much since he realized he was good. He's been playing both sides of the ball. I think he can do it. Not at the clip he did it in college, but definitely he can do it. So if his cat, he could be 60% defense, 40% offense, or even 70-30. You know, I don't think it's going to be a 50-50 split. It's just I don't see that, right? And if he does do it, he could go down as the greatest football player ever.
I mean, he seems to think he could do it. I don't see a lot of opposition to him doing it, Pauls. Maybe it should be an 80-20. You know, maybe like you said, he should be in some offensive packages but spend the bulk of the time on the defense side of the football. I don't know, but I do get a little leery of it being like him trying to do exactly what he did in college and trying to do that in the pros and end up getting hurt and killing his career. But
I think if anybody could do it, it's him. And I think it really depends on the team as well. It depends on the team. Listen, that's the coach's job. The coach's job, well, one of their jobs is to protect the players from themselves. Because, trust me, I totally understand, and I see it every damn day. I can do this. I can do that. I can do this. No, you will do this. You will do that. You will do this.
Yes.
Because if not, you will have every player saying, I can throw the ball. Every player saying, I can play running back or I can play receiver. But in all actuality, they're a D tackle.
All right. So let's talk a little basketball. I know we talked a lot about the draft. What are your thoughts on the playoffs so far?
I think it's good. I think that the playoffs are interesting. You have, well, I think Memphis is going to get swept. I think OKC is out to prove a point because they're saying that people are saying that the Lakers can beat them, that the Clippers can beat them, that the Celtics or the Cavs can beat them, and they're not. They are sending a message to the entire league or to all the playoff teams that they are the best team in the NBA right now, and they might sweep this round and next round. I'm not saying that they are.
I'm not. They get no argument from me there, right?
Right.
I know I didn't predict them to win the championship. May have predicted them to be in the Western Conference Finals, but the way that they are playing basketball, I mean, my God, I mean, they're young. They got chips on their shoulders because they have something to prove.
Mm-hmm.
They got talent in all the right positions. They got depth. They run. They play defense. They like playing with each other.
Whoa. Hey, wait, they like doing what?
They like playing basketball. They like playing basketball. They like playing basketball with each other. Pause. That was a major pause. So hopefully they don't like playing with each other. But they just everything that you want in the team, they are, man. They
have the MVP.
And they got the MVP.
Who was actually, I don't know if y'all seen Drake's new video. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. But what I do know, hey, yo, you know what? Ab is so far behind in the But by the time he realizes that I just was joking on him, he gonna be like, F you, Anthony. We gonna be off the air. but so SGA is actually in the new Drake video. You know, he's from Canada. I believe he's from Toronto as well. And in the Not Like Us video, Kendrick had DeMar DeRozan, who's from Compton but played in Toronto, and SGA played in LA. SGA was drafted by the Clippers. I don't know. I ain't gonna make nothing of it. I thought it was pretty cool, and I don't know what the symbolism is there, but y'all do with that.
We'll figure it out. But SGA right now, the way he took over that game yesterday, and I mean, it wasn't much to like really take over because they were already like up in the scoreboard, and it was just, I guess, him solidifying like them winning. But I mean, shout out to them, man. To beat in 2 games to win by a combined total of 70 points. It is crazy. Crazy.
First of all, to beat somebody in the playoffs by 50 is up. First of all, you're in the playoffs. I don't care if it's game 1. I don't care if it's game 7. I don't care what game. You're in the playoffs. And you lose by 50, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
But you know what, though? I got to blame not just the players, because I think the players are taking a lot of heat. I got to blame the front office, because that's what you get for firing your your coach a couple weeks before the playoffs start. I mean, that's not a good time to really be like tinkering with the lineup or the team, especially like if you're not. No, it's just not a good idea to fire your team unless you're not going to fire your coach before the playoffs unless you're not going to make the playoffs. That makes zero sense.
Right.
So
and you know, Denver did the same thing. Denver, they should have lost both games, but they ended up losing game 2. They came back in game 1, but I think that is going to be I don't know if they're going to beat the Clippers.
No. And I think initially we might have both picked the Nuggets. I'm not sure if one of us picked the Clippers, but that series is looking like the Clippers have a fighting shot. I want to tell you somebody I'm disappointed in. I'm disappointed in my Knicks too. The Pistons are, and I think I said this last week, that series was going to go down to the wire. Like that wasn't going to be an easy series
Right.
to just walk into Detroit and just think that they were just going to lay down because of who we were. So
Yeah, I mean, and Cade Cunningham is a budding superstar. He's going to be. Yeah, I know people were talking about the face of the league. Don't be surprised if it's Cade Cunningham because that boy is he can play. He can play some basketball now.
So what do you think about this Indiana and Milwaukee series?
Yeah,
Them guys hate each other, man.
They hate each other.
Hate each other.
And you know this goes back to the playing the first not playing tournament, but the in season tournament. The first from the first year. Now I was at that game, and it was tension. I was like, oh my gosh, this is to go to the championship. So Indiana ended up beating the Bucks. The Bucks came back. The Bucks came back this year. The Bucks came back this year and beat them in the in-season tournament. So I don't know. And now Dame and Halliburton, they this is like a Reggie Miller. I mean, you can say Jordan, but I mean, neither one of these guys are Jordan. Both of them are probably more Reggie Miller than Jordan. But that rivalry in the '90s was just crazy. So,
I'm gonna be honest, I love it. I love it.
Oh, me too. Oh yeah. This is it makes this series more entertaining because if they didn't have this, the series would suck.
And I think they're realizing too that, like Milwaukee, they gotta quit talking. They gotta play ball. I mean, this team, man, they faced off like it's something crazy, like 19 times in like 2 years or something like that. So it's a lot of just animosity, and like I said, I hope the guy Indiana doesn't sweep or there really fast. So hopefully this series is made to go 7. It has to go 7.
Oh man, you see the comments. I don't want to do this, but this is how we gonna end the show.
Oh, we gotta talk. You know who else got? Yeah, we gotta talk. What are your thoughts on that? Everybody saw the or heard.
It's a shakedown. Hey, listen. Shannon Sharpe is gonna be fine. I think that. So I think the part that bugs me the most is this attorney for the young lady. And this is the question that I have, and if you're in the comments, I want you to give your opinion. Scotty, I want you to let me know what you think. The problem I have is if all of these things have been done to said person, is not outside of statute of limitation. Why is this not a criminal case, and why is it just a civil? My personal opinion is that they just want money. She just want money, and I think that ultimately is going to get dismissed or dropped or whatever. But I think that this person is just looking for funds. What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, and the timing of it, and just I heard this like edited like recordings, edited video. Now I will say this, right? I do feel like it's a money grab, but you gotta be more clever, gotta be more careful, bro. I mean, I get it. Like you may be into the role play, you may be into whatever you're into, but you gotta figure this out.
Whatever you're into.
Yeah, whatever you're into. I mean, but yeah, it's not a good look. I think it's a money grab, and it's a clear like setup, right? You know, like and
Yeah, this doesn't even look genuine. It looks like blatant, like as soon as they say, "Oh, he's about to get $100 million," a day later.
Yo, it's like watching somebody fall for the banana in the tailpipe trick. It's like, dang, you fell for that?
And I'm glad. Hold on, let me add this. And I'm glad you brought this up, right? I say this all the time. Just because somebody wants to settle does not mean that they're guilty. What it means is that they not necessarily even trying to save face. The main thing is they don't want this shit to get ugly. They don't want to hurt any future business dealings that they may or may not have. They don't want to screw up their job, whatever the case may be, right? So yeah, yes, they probably offered 10 million, and I read that article, and it said some more to it, but just because somebody settles does not mean that they're guilty, especially somebody that's in the public eye. I don't even know.
I don't think he's guilty, but I think if he would have settled for 10 mil, it would have been damaging to his reputation.
Nobody would know.
Oh, so you saying that NDA would have been?
Absolutely. If they would have settled for 10 million, nobody, we wouldn't even have heard about this. They're aware of him about to get a new contract. So 10 million wouldn't have been. I mean, 10 million would still be 10 million. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah, 10 million is a lot of money. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
But if you're just signing a $100 plus $100 million contract, I mean, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to just like get rid of the noise, But now it's noisy, and I know there's been some people. I know there's been some people that's turned their back on Shannon Sharpe because he's a black man, and that's just the way it is. For black men are guilty until proven innocent. Shit. Black people are guilty until proven innocent, and so. Hey, so I think that we're gonna see. We're gonna wait this one out. I'm on Shannon Sharpe's side. I'm sorry. It is what it is. That's whose side you on, Scotty?
Oh yeah, of course, Shannon Sharpe. But we just gotta see. But yeah, it does smell like a setup. I will say this, man. I saw this clip the other day, and it was he got game. Clip, right? And it was like the part when Ray Allen was on the college tour with Rick Fox, and like all the white girls were like, kissing them, showing them love. And in the caption it said Deshaun Watson showing Travis Hunter Cleveland. I was weak.
Diabolical.
The internet's undefeated, man. The internet is undefeated.
That's crazy. But yeah, man, I think that the next I guess couple weeks. I think he was on First Take on Tuesday. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about Stephen A's, comments on it. I gotta sit back and think about it again. So, but nonetheless, I gotta get out of here, Scott. I'm sorry. I don't want to go, but I gotta go. I apologize that we're gonna cut this show short. We might be on. Hey, Scott, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll check it out. I know you got.
We'll definitely be here next week. Next week,
do.
same time, same mother channel. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, I know you got real activities, but I gotta get the Jacks prepared for this week. So,
oh my god. All right. Before we get out of here, just our thoughts and prayers are with our brother Marcus.
Absolutely.
We praying for you and the family. Definitely. So
yeah, man. Prayers out to the Thomas family, man. Hey, your brother's got you, man. You need anything, man, just let us know, man. We here for you, man. Just sincere condolences, brother.
Definitely. All right. Hold on. Let me get to, because I'll be messing up on this joint too sometimes, but y'all don't even be knowing. I'll be like, oh, I hit the wrong button. Let me get my soundboard real quick. Let's get some horns. Oh, let's get some horns. Whatever. All right, we out. We out.
Anthony Adebayo.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes. You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. Anthony Adebayo, and the most accurate sports coverage. Scotty B's Fantasy 5.
We're different from any other sport.
His sophomore year. Comes back and says, you know what?
And your boy, Scotty B.